All right, perfect. It's already set up. Let me see. So that's straight where it is. There it is. It's me right here. You feel me? What's your artist name?
Oh, it's Nilson. I'm thinking Nilson Star.
I was thinking I called Nilson Star. Nilson Star
Well,
sounded
it
fine.
is Nilson Star.
And then if you could always pull a little bow wow, like you just take out the star and just put Nilson.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, what if Frank Ocean took out Ocean, just put Frank? I'm like, who the fuck's Frank?
True.
Hot dog
Sounds like a
ass
white
nigga.
man.
Yeah, Nilson Star.
We don't do that around.
But that works for you.
Thank you.
Nilson Star, I vibe with that. I vibe
Thank
with
you
that.
guys. I'm more confident about it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens when you get perspective on shit. You feel me?
Look at that.
Wait, that's recording?
It is. Had no idea that was gonna happen.
So
actually.
Double homicide.
I'm so sorry. I was about to give you background on a name and stuff because I know how you feel about the name. Like, it's like, does that really stick? Does it not stick?
Yo,
and I remember when I wanted to.
what's good, yo?
And
This is
that's why my page is Indigo Euphoria.
I gotta wait till she done talking. Y'all know how I
Please,
deal with women.
don't act like that. And then when I met him, he actually said, he was like, if your name is Indigo, it's Indigo. Say Indigo. And then he made me say it like 5 times or 5 or 10 times over and over so that I could get used to hearing myself say that because I wasn't used to hearing people, call
That
me
sound
that.
fire. Who did that?
You did that.
You heard that?
God.
You heard me?
So that really helped, and my name ended up really sticking for me. So Nilson Star, I think, works for you.
Thank you.
So you may hear 3 voices doing this. Oh, my dearest apologies. Welcome to Perspective with Charles Jr. with Nilson Star. And off camera, we got Indigo Euphoria. You may see her a different day on another guest show.
Yeah.
But for now, we getting all into Nilson Star. So, Nilson. And is Nilson or Nelson?
It's Nilson.
Is Nilson?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I was just thinking Nelson. That's my fault.
A lot
Tell-
of people
tell
say
us-
Nelson.
Tell us a little bit about you. First of all, hey, I can't even show them. Y'all got to get these boots. These bitches fire. Show them the boots real quick. Tell them stop playing. It's clean.
I'm done.
Tell them a little bit about you. You feel me?
Thank
Tell them a little bit about yourself, Nelson.
Ooh, okay. So, well, I was born. Embarrassing. I was born. I was born in Haiti. Kind of grew up there. Moved here when I was like 5.
Mm-hmm.
I've been writing music like since the 6th grade. It started off as just a little thing because I used to always write stories about vampires and shit like that when I was younger, right? And then what happened was during math class, I remember it was in the 6th grade. Instead of doing the work, I was writing music. I was writing songs.
Yeah.
And then my teacher comes from behind me and she snatches up the paper. And then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. And then at the end of class, she ended up giving me back the paper and she was like, it looks important. So she gave me back.
Oh, that's dope.
Right? It
Yeah,
was really
teacher
cool.
never do me like that.
Yeah, she was super sweet. Miss Tebow, shout out to her.
Shout
She
out,
was
Miss
great.
Tebow. Nice.
And then at the end of the school year, she stood in front of the whole class and she was like, let me tell you something, Nelson. Never stop writing. I remember, yeah.
Oh, that was so sweet.
It was a life-changing moment, literally.
Nice.
What,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm like, you can't make this shit up. And she was like, never stop writing. From what I read on that paper, you have talent. Never stop writing. Just own it. And ever since then, I never stopped. And now I'm here.
Dang, that's fine. So, how old are you now?
I am 19 now.
And when was that? When that occurred?
That was like when I was like, what, 13 or 12? Like 6th grade, babe. Like,
So you kind of found out early you had skills.
early.
That's why you fight like that now.
Thank you.
Nice. Yes, facts. Always come through with some nice lyrics. I gotta give a shout out to Nilson. You feel me? Come support JR Studios. I always bring good music, good vocals, and even better writing ability. I can't lie, that writing. I can't even compete with that. I ain't no cat. That shit, that's stupid fire. That shit nice. So what made you start writing? Like how did it come about?
Well, I guess I had an older brother, and he was always like off on his own thing. He was very protective, but it's like as an older sibling, especially when you're kids, you don't want to play with your younger sibling and stuff like that because he's just getting away. So at a young age, I was always like by myself, kind of trying to find ways to entertain myself, and I've always had like a big imagination. So I would find ways to play like games with myself, like play with the rocks or whatever I could do to pass time.
Nice.
And then one day I was like, I want to do things. I want to like I want to write things down. And so I just picked up a pen, started making up random stories in my head. And started using like the characters I gave like my toys, like in actual paper, and just creating crazy vampire like nonfiction stories and shit like that. And then it took off from there, honestly.
Nice, dude. I can remember the first joint I ever written. Damn, I'm mad I gotta say this right now because it made me sound like a dog ass nigga. The song was called "Can't Believe I Made You Cry."
Who'd you make cry?
Tasha.
Tasha. Who's Tasha?
Some little black little girl.
Some little black little girl. From what grade was this? Like, what was this?
She wants all the details.
You wanna get it? You gonna get your interview. You feel me?
Y'all winging it.
So Nilson, you remember the first song you wrote?
Ooh. I kind of do. I do. And I think it was a really long title, and it was...
a really long title.
Yes. And I think I called it... No, I know I called it The Boy Who Died Inside. And it was so sad.
Damn.
Yeah, it was sad.
That reminds me of, you seen the movie, it's one of my favorite movies too, Antoine Fisher tripping. Damn, what's that big called?
What?
It was the sailor nigga. Damn. But the poem's called "Who Will Cry for the Little Boy."
I've never.
Man, what was that movie? Man? Yeah, it was a sailor. It was Denzel in it. That other nigga, Antoine Fisher. That is the movie's name, and I just said that, but I thought I was talking about Lawrence Fishburne for what I put the faces together, and it was like, but it's called Antoine Fisher. Amazing movie. You never seen it?
Never.
You gotta check it out. It was pretty much about somebody who joined the Marines, the military, was orphaned as a kid, and he's refinding his parents.
Oh shit.
And by the time he meets him, he's already successful. They having hard times, hardships, drugs, this, that, and the third.
Oh shit.
So it was a trying time for him. He got therapy because he was wilding out. Denzel was the therapist. That's what made him know. So he did his. You know what I'm saying? You think you got problems, huh?
I'm done.
So it was a dope movie. I think you like that. But that poem reminded me of it, or the song title reminded me of it.
That's cool.
Who Will Cry for a Little Boy? And it was deep. It speaks to the kid in you.
Yeah.
So it's a show called Perspective with Charles Jr. We got a perspective moment, and that's on writing. What's your point of view when it comes to writing? Like benefits, and it's hard to say cons because writing's my passion. I know writing's life, but for the podcast's sake, what's your point of view when it comes to writing?
I feel like writing in general it's a very important skill to learn in life in general because it takes you places. No matter where you want to go, you have to learn how to write or even read in general. So
damn, I didn't think about that. You speak the fact. That's right.
Thank you. So yeah, I think my whole thing was that at a very young age, I knew what I wanted to do and I knew where I wanted to go. So writing to me is like the basis, the foundation of who I am. And as an artist, I feel like it's extremely important that you need to know how to write.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's what allows you to express yourself and such. Like, I feel like if you're an artist and you're not writing, then you're not truly expressing yourself and you're not truly giving, like, your audience. Like, yeah, exactly, definitely. Oh, mind reading shit.
Yeah, man. Facts.
But as far as cons, I would say the only con is sometimes when you've been doing it so much, writer's block. You can
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a con. And that gets real when everything you start writing sounds the same or like it's coming out too similar. You're like searching to do some different shit. That will fuck your life up.
Explain what's for some of those. That's an amazing painting. I know y'all can't see it. But there's some artwork on the wall that's dumb fire.
My mom actually picked all of them out. Yeah.
That's crazy nice. I like some nice. I just can't explain it. So what do you think writer's block. About writer's block. Can you explain? Oh yeah, there we go. Can you explain writer's block for those who may not be fully aware of what it is? So it's people who just think it means you can't write, like you just become illiterate. Because that's not the case.
That's definitely not the case. So basically, it's like a period of time where you have difficulty coming up with anything or like doing. Well, you don't necessarily have to have difficulty coming up with anything. You could just be like you're struggling to write something that satisfies you.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That's a nice definition right there.
Yeah,
not anything, something that satisfies you.
Yeah, definitely.
That's facts. I like that.
Because you could write a bunch of and other people will be like, oh, that sounds cool and shit like that. That's dope. Like, why don't you like it?
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't connect with you and resonate with you, then you're not gonna.
You're not gonna do shit with it.
Exactly.
It's just gonna sit there and just.
Exactly. It's not gonna mean shit to you. So yeah, it's just that period of time where everything you write or do just sounds like to you and you're just not vibing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the best advice I got on that period is to not force anything.
Yeah, man.
Because when you least expect it, shit flows.
It's gonna come to you.
It does.
It's gonna come to you. Just like, I don't know if you heard J. Cole's new album. Shout out J. Cole. He said in that record, you feel me, I think, not Pride, one of the songs, but he was pretty much saying the beat. Somebody sent it to him a long time ago. He thought it was straight, but then now it's on the album. It was like sometimes you just gotta come back to stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it breathe.
Agreed.
So I thought prime example of
Definitely.
Can't force it, you just gotta let it come how it comes, man.
Yeah.
And if you force it, sometimes the people who know either about whatever you're trying to do, they'll know like you forced that, didn't you? Like
Definitely.
this ain't your best. It won't be your best work. I feel
exactly.
I'm not saying it ain't gonna be great, but it ain't gonna be the best work when it's rushed. I feel.
Agreed.
You think writing shaped you into who you are today?
Most definitely, because it allowed me to open up my mind to different possibilities in a way, and it allowed me to be versatile in my skill set. So yeah, definitely. Without writing, I did not think I'd be as educated as I am, and I definitely don't think that I'd be like. I have like a really quick ability to kind of like process things on paper, which is one of the reasons why, aside from music, law interests me a lot. Like, I'm able to do that with ease because I develop my writing skills, my vocabulary, and such like that. So again, it's a huge foundation, and it's a huge part of me. So without it, I definitely would not be Nilson Star.
That's facts. Man, I like that, man. You seem like you thought about it. You really been understanding what makes you.
Exactly.
So, where do you want to go from here with your writing?
Well, that's a good one. I always wanted to start writing for other people. I always want to like listen to other people's stories and then put it down on paper for them, so they can just express that to the world and show them.
Y'all hear that? Nilson Star, shout out your IG for him. In case y'all watching.
At the THE Nilson NILSON Star STAR. Follow me.
Hit him with the
with a snap. Get at me.
So let me ask, so from your point of view, when people see you, what do you think they think?
That's a good one.
You can include all your social media as well. Like if someone, like say how you just gave out your information. If someone who's watching this was to go and check out your information, what do you think they think of you?
I think they'd see like a very feminine person, like, and then they'd start like kind of judging to conclusions on who I am as a person and who I act like and what I act like and such. When my thing is, there's so much more than what meets the eye to me. Like you'll see certain pictures and stuff like that, but that's not the only thing that I am. Because one thing that I admire the most about myself is that I'm very in touch with my feminine side, but also my masculine side. And the more you get to know me, the more you see that. And I'm not ashamed to be in touch with my feminine side because I know growing up.
Respect it.
Thank you. Like a lot of people in the Black community feel like they have to like strictly allow their their kids to be like masculine and stuff like that, not allow them to express their feminine sides. Like boys can't cry in this and that. But honestly, that's just a load of BS for me, and it just stops a child from existing.
Ooh, he said stop them from existing.
Yeah, because like they're kids, they're not worried about like if they're acting too feminine or too masculine. They just want to be themselves. So I'm like,
damn.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I know we'll get that deep. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo! Boy, that was nice.
Thank
that
you.
was real nice what you
Thank
just said.
you.
That's, man, a lot of people need to hear that, dog.
Yeah, they do. Thank you.
Damn.
But yeah, it's a lot more than what meets the eye, guys. That's what it is.
Yeah, nice, man. I gotta take a quick moment of silence for that. That boy said it stopped their existence. Man. Cause I got a 7-year-old son, and people always ask the question, how would you feel, if your child was, gay or feminine or this, that, and the third? I'm like, listen, man, I'm gonna love my son regardless.
Thank you.
I'm gonna let him be who he is, you feel me?
Yes.
Now, on my end, I'm gonna joke some goofy, so I'm like, I may have my jokes and stuff, this, that, and the third, and I actually had, somebody had to tell me, I ain't gonna say no names, they may be in the room, whatever. They had to tell me, like, you probably gotta be more sensitive to the way somebody's feeling about that, though you may be goofy. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I know I gotta take into consideration, this, that, and the third. But overall, you know what I'm saying? And this is a reason why I say, in a sense, this is gonna be touchy right here. D-Wade, my favorite player now, when him and his overall, I'm like, my guy. You loving your son, what everybody talking about, bro.
Yeah.
All that matters is you and your jit got to live in that same house at the end of the day. How's he feel about you as his father? You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's things I look at, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know the behind the scene, all this, that, and the third, but I'm like, yo, I think that's what's up. You loving your son and letting him be who he wants to be.
Exactly.
So I think I'll be the same one. So, man, I meant a lot that you said that. That was dope.
Thank you.
Now let me ask you, is there a difference in your perspective of feminine and gay? Before we even ask that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, or if you feel the need that, I don't know how to say this, check me in a sense, but I've been told I can be a little desensitized to these topics, and I don't want to offend nobody. I want to make sure I understand as well, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because shit, I think a lot of shit a joke.
No, it's totally fine.
You know what I'm saying? So, if you can help me as well in this process while we, get our perspectives, you know what I'm saying? Or if I say something that, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I know you, we work together, so I'm sure I don't mean nothing by it.
Yeah, of course.
If I say something that offend, let me know, like, you will piss people off with that, so I know, like, ooh, got you.
Yeah.
So the question would be, the difference between feminine and gay, or is there, like, a difference, or help me understand from your perspective.
I definitely do think that there is like a difference because being gay means like you're attracted to like the person of the same sex and such like that. And I feel like that being feminine is just having like feminine features, like some guys like taking care of like their personal hygienes, like nails and such like that. But that doesn't have to mean that they're gay or anything like that. I feel like that's a stigma that runs within our community, that if a guy takes like care of themselves way too well, like their nails are done, like everything is like kept up with and such like that they're deemed as like gay because they're doing feminine things. So it's two different things. As long as someone's not like sexually attracted to a person of the same sex, then they're just feminine. And they're not gay and such like that. And I feel like we really need to separate the two and allow guys to just be feminine and be masculine and just be whoever the heck they are,
So a guy can be full-blown feminine but not be gay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's harder to believe because it's like we're not used to it, but you know, the world is ever changing and such like that. And sometimes you'd be surprised at how masculine some women are, and they're still straight and such.
That's true. You got some real women that's really still at the end of the night like, oh, love me.
Exactly.
I get you. Before we end this here, is there anything that you would like to tell the world? Any encouraging words, advice, or any other perspective that you would like to speak on? The floor is yours.
Well, I want to say lately I've been learning to trust the process. I feel like everyone, no matter who you are, you were put on this world for a particular reason and such. You have a purpose. At times, it can feel like everything's going down to shit, and we all have those days and such. Yeah. But what I've learned this summer is that having faith and positivity matters. Like, if something is not meant to be, no matter how hard you try, it will not be. And sometimes you'll learn it the hard way and such, and sometimes it'll be an easy lesson. But just, don't force anything. You have one life. Don't worry about what other people think of you. just do stuff that makes you happy and just live how you want to live. Honestly, that's all I have to say.
Nice. And on that note, give me your IG one more time in case they act like they
It
forgot.
is at the TheNilsonStar. Get at me and one more snap. Damn the shoes.
Hey, I'm Charles Jr. You've tuned in to Perspectives with Charles Jr. We now have Nilson Star's perspective on writing, as well. Can I say femininity? Femininity? What is it? Femininity? Is that's the word? I had it?
Yeah.
Femininity in the black community. Two perspectives. You want to hear more? Holla at them.
Get at
We
me.
out.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
And I guess cut.
Cut.
I'd be sick if this motherfucker wasn't recording this. Oh, 20 minutes? Good.